Hi everyone, welcome to Ethernal Realms. In this video, we will take a look at what your Ancestral Squad has to tell you about your next steps in your spiritual evolution. Of course, they are one element of all the spiritual guides we have. We sometimes have one or more, and different teams work with us at different points in life. So at the moment, what messages do they have? We have pile 1 here, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. We will get into the answers for your pile here, and I hope you choose intuitively. If you're not sure how, you can visit the video in the ribbon above, and once you've made your choice, the reading for you will be in the description box and the comment below. So I will see you there whenever you are ready. Hi pile 1, welcome to your reading. In this video we will see what messages of guidance are there from your ancestors, and this is going to bring you more direction moving forward in your purpose and your spiritual path. Okay, so you've chosen these 2 cards, and I will shuffle more on screen, and we will also get your charms and astro dice to get more information. Okay, so we have, when I think I have surrendered, I surrender more. Okay. And we have, hope is the conduit for miracles. This is about letting go of resistances and not being fearful of what the future can bring. Yeah, I'm really feeling putting this crystal here for you. This one is for luck and for prosperity. It is for protection, good fortune, all of those. It's about tapping into your own abundance and letting that show in your everyday life as well. So it's not that you feel one thing within, but then you're externalizing different perspectives, right? Okay. So there is an aspiration, there are hopes, and there are goals. And there is already a sense of belief and faith that things will unfold in the right time, in the right place. But there is a personal resistance. When we say surrender, it does not mean that we give away all of our sense of control and power and give away our personal authority. It just means that we are willing to go with the flow, that whenever we find certain synchronicities and signs, we will follow it. We don't continue to stay in the same habits and patterns, hoping and waiting for everything to come to us. Okay, that's the message I'm getting here. When I surrender, when I think I have surrendered, I surrender more. It's just saying that there is another level of surrender you need to reach, and that is more internal than external. Okay, so when I say allowing yourself to go with the flow, I mean that, let's say there is an advertisement for something you've always wanted to accomplish, and you're like, it would be nice if that worked out. But then if you never go for the application, or you don't make any moves at all, then it can't come to you even if the opportunity was presented. And sometimes it is uncomfortable because these opportunities are where we are uncomfortable, or where we don't feel as skilled enough, or it requires some sort of sacrifice in order to move in this new direction. But the point of surrender is that we surrender the fears as well, because the things that are beyond our control, there is no use of us investing heavily in that direction. Instead, we can fuel that same amount of focus and internal willpower and energy that we have towards what we wish to create and manifest into our lives. This dandelion over here is that, make a wish. It's the 9 of Cups energy. And with 9 of Cups, it is the wish fulfillment card. It is where we would feel very blissful, right? So that is, make a wish with all of that wish and that hope and desire to create something for yourself, and put in that heart in that direction. Move into that direction instead of focusing on things that are missing, because for the Nine of Cups there is still the Ten of Cups to go, and it could still sit there that, yeah, sure, I have 9, but I don't really have 10 now, do I? Right? But then you're focusing on the 1 in that case, and not the rest of the 9 that is now inevitably going to take you to the 10. Okay, so basically more is to come. Keep hope and don't cater to the fears. Doesn't mean you suppress and neglect it, but rather address it and understand that it is not an integral part of you. It's a trauma, it's something to work through, not something to be afraid of. Yes, don't be afraid of your fears. Relinquish things which are not needed in your mind. But again, coming back to that, let go of controlling the fears. Yes, and surrender to the process. Okay. Okay, let's see some more. Pile 1. What are your ancestors' messages for pile 1 viewers in their spiritual path forward? Please, would you help guide and motivate pile 1? Feed your artist. The edge of evolution is messy. Yes, that's feeling. Yes, that gratitude. Be thankful for everything that you have already, because happiness is not going to come from, the fulfillment of the dreams, but instead it first begins with appreciating the things that you have at the moment. Feed your artist. It is about expressing yourself, unleashing yourself, being more free from within, okay? Not waiting for things to work out in order to feel free, okay? So feed your artist is that. Then we have the edge of evolution, feels messy, which says that there are transformations going on and there are a lot of big shifts taking place, whether you're working on them voluntarily or it is something that is happening around you inevitably and therefore impacting your life. But it does say that you're at the edge of it and there is no use in giving up now, and please don't give up now. There is hope, and yes, evolution always is messy, whether it is at the beginning, in the middle, or the end. And it's messy because there are a lot of intertwined elements in our lives. And one seed of a problem can manifest in a million ways, okay? It shows up in our workplace, in our friendships, in relationships, in the money, in the career we choose, in the way we feel about ourselves, or the way that we express ourselves and do not allow ourselves to express, right? It shows up in a million different shapes and forms, and if you follow these each independent trails, you will find that there is one seed. And while you're sifting through all of these different elements, it can feel very chaotic and disturbing. But at the heart of it all, there will be one answer, that there is one answer. Okay, and once you know that, you are out of the evolution process and you have evolved. So gratitude, again, this is something that will help you. Keep practicing gratitude. Keep every day, keep a list of 3 to 5 things that you can be grateful for. Even if you can think of only one on some particular days, still try to make yourself, put in 3 or 5, because it reminds you of all the good things that are existent. It's easy to, forget about things as we go through life, and also it is natural to minimize the gifts that we have right now, because it has been there in our lives for a long time. So we don't want to be we don't want to be ungrateful. We wish to be more thankful for everything we have. That invites, when we acknowledge the gifts that are there, it's sort of a reciprocal energy we're sending to the soul and to the guides. And it's basically saying, yes, I see what you did there. Thank you very much. And I'm welcome to whatever you have next for me. It shows that you are more open to receiving. Okay? Yes. Okay, we have time. Okay. Yeah, I was going to say with the dandelion, and I was also going to point at the flowers over there, referring to all the nature, that everything will unfold in its own time, and at the time that each thing unfolds, you will be in the perfect place at the perfect time. So while you take time to contemplate or transform yourself or go through this evolution or figure out your way of expression, or take the time to get yourself in the right mindset, you will be reaching the right place at the right time as well. So there is no need to rush yourself, okay? Go with the pace that you're comfortable. It's more important that you do the work correctly, that you rectify your own inner problems correctly, and that you truly feel hopeful and faithful. Like I said in the very beginning, whenever like problems come up from within us, it's not that we suppress or repress them, but we need to work through them. And if it is going to take some time, let it take the time, because you deserve it, okay? You deserve the time to work through your problems at the pace you are comfortable, because it is about your personal evolution. It is your spiritual development and growth. It is your life's fulfillment. So if you need time, you take the time, okay? But this is sort of to put your mind at ease, that you don't have to be afraid of running out of time. Yes. And also that everything will unfold in its own time, and whenever you are ready, so is your abundance. So is your wish. Yes. Okay. Can I have one more perhaps for pile 1? Oh, many more. Okay, so with the selective shield, this is about you being protected, okay? Whoever is in your vicinity, whoever you count on, the friends, family, teammates, whoever it is, you're being protected by them, and there are more influences outside of your immediate knowledge that are also protecting you along your path, okay? So yeah, you don't have to be worried about something that you cannot control, because those things are also taken care of. Okay. Then we have 3333. This is divine guidance and angelic wisdom, connecting with the ascended masters. Is also following signs and synchronicities in order to help yourself guide yourself. It's also healing and ancestral messages coming through as well. It's also the uniting of the mind, body, and spirit, so being more in flow. It connects with the Trinity as well. So yeah, different cultures have different meanings associated with this number, so it can mean something very personal to you. But regardless, it's a message of guidance, healing, and protection. Okay. And we have Aurora Polaris. This is talking about the expression and the artistic part as well. Unleashing a lot of your colors, exploring different ideas, different spectrum, different parts of yourself that you have not expressed before. Selective shield can also be talking about where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the boundary? Right, we have that with the edge of evolution too. What do you let into your life and what do you not? Be selective about what you allow into your world, because what you allow in there is going to shape how you feel within your own world, right? So the more toxicities you invite, or the more toxicities you allow to remain, the more of such vibe you will be attracting, whether you realize it consciously or not. Because like I said, the seed of the problem can be one, but the manifestations are so many, and there are so many not because they want to cause us torture, but rather to show us, to alert us that something is going wrong somewhere, and we need to pay attention, and we need to look back and fix that so that we can be more fulfilled. Yes. Okay, let's get you some of these tarot cards. Ancestral messages for Taiwan. Yeah. Queen of Cups. Yeah, taking some time to introspect and reflect on things, journaling, writing down your feelings, keeping a mood planner, seeing how your emotions rise and fall, and why is that, tracking your thoughts, and so on. Okay, connecting with your spiritual nature, meditating, yes, all of those things. And we have judgment, which is literally like connecting to source, following your soul call, following your purpose, and knowing if you're like, it can be a scary thing when we know the purpose and we know that wherever we are at the moment in our physical world, we're not going towards that purpose, and that we really need to change the gear or cross over to something completely different. Even though in that case, even though you're still the same person living the same life, you're no longer the same, right? So it can be a scary cross over, but this card here is like wherever you will head next is going to be more colorful. You will have more methods of expression. You can be a lot more, you can show of yourself a lot more than you can at the moment. So even though you think that today is freedom or that today has the choice, just know that if you follow your calling, if you follow your purpose, then it is going to be a lot more choices, a lot more color, a lot more freedom. So if you're afraid to lose freedom, know that there is a lot more out there, actually. Okay? Guardian of Cups can also be a very nurturing quality, and it's extremely highly intuitive. It's always in touch with the higher self. So this is you needing to get in touch with your higher self, your own soul, or get guidance from yourself, because a lot is available around you and there are spirit guides, watching over you, and there could be an especially gentle mother figure in your family, can be in your ancestry, who has always been watching you while they lived and while they have passed over. Or if they've not passed over, then this is about their spiritual form is also guiding you at this time, okay, towards moving to your high evolution. Okay. We have 7 of Swords. Yeah, don't steal from yourself. Yeah, okay, that's what I'm getting there. Carve your own path, be clever with your resources, be strategic with your timing. It's not about taking rash decisions, and that's why take your time. That's what I was getting. If you're wanting to choose a different path, then take your time, but do it well, okay? And if you're also concerned about other people would not understand, then the 7 of Swords is like, so what? Not in the sense that you don't care about them, but that this is not their path, this is not their life, and you making a certain decision, if your intention is not to hurt someone, then it is not going to be a problem in the long run, okay? People who love us unconditionally, they understand why. Even if they don't get it right then and there, they eventually understand, okay? So you need to take your own path, and whatever has been tried and true does not necessarily fit for each and every person alive. Right, so there will be one rebel, there will be someone who does not fit, and that is okay because they have their own journey, and it is that path that brings you to that level of self-discovery, and the more you discover yourself, the better you're able to express yourself. Okay, and we have Death, which is about transformation. The edge of evolution feels messy. Yes, it does. With death, it's dark. You don't know what's going to come next. Death is the end of something, it marks a finality, that's it, that's done. And the only option we have is to find more, because we're not, the point of dying is that life, that quality, that trait, it is done teaching you something, and now those lessons are needing to develop within, turn into wisdom, and become new intentions, new plans for tomorrow. So it is a compost for tomorrow's fertility. Okay? And it is an extremely important step. Death also brings about the end of things that were not meant to fit into our purpose. Some things come, they are for lessons, but they are not meant for eternal fulfillment. Not yet. Okay? Some things fit with us, some things don't. The ego also gets in the way, and the mask can tell us that we deserve something or we need something that we don't actually need. And that's also part of why we need to surrender. The more we resist the process and be like, no, I really need this, I need this, and we are overcome by a sense of panic, then that is cue that we don't need that. It's an ego desire that we have attached very immensely to something. Because when we need something from a place of a non-egotistical attachment, in a sense that we like to have it around, not that we need, not that we depend, then we know that that thing will remain with us no matter what form. Like I gave the example of that nurturing mother figure, whether they are living or they have passed on, they will always be there. There's that vibe here. Okay, judgment is like your paths have aligned, that there's that feeling as well. And our existence here, how do I put this? Our existence here has come with a path for ourselves. Yes. We have decided to come in this form in whatever life you are in, with the people you are with, and the journey that you're going through. You're doing all of that for a reason, to come into greater whole. And if that means that you have to separate temporarily in order to become whole within yourself before reconnecting with the universal whole, then that's what needs to be done. Okay, so once again, that is a message for not being afraid of making changes that others might not get, or even you might not be very sure about yet. Okay, things will unfold in its time. Okay, now I just want to, let's see, first level. Just gonna move these a little bit. Yeah, so we have, so pile ones. It was a lot more channeling than I was expecting, honestly. Okay, we have Saturn, Cancer, and the second house. Working through issues of self-worth, self-esteem, possessions, material world, and assets. Feeling of what belongs to you and what does not. So issues with possessiveness. That could be one of the resistances as well, attaching a lot and expectations and putting pressure on things, whether it is yourself or others or different circumstances. Or home and family, having a lot of expectations or dealing with a lot of expectations of family members and pressures. Yeah, it can go both ways. Or there can be obligations and responsibilities to your financial status, or for example, you have a debt to pay off and that could be a pressure on you. That's an obligation you need to take care of, and family might be involved in some way. But this is again a manifestation of a lot of the things that we talked about. Not each and every message is going to resonate with everyone, right? So take it as it does, but it does contain the solution here. The more you're thankful about things, with the Saturn, things get minimized, right? So we can minimize the blessings that we have, and we live in a scarcity mindset, even if we don't have that literally in our lives. But mindset is so important. Feeling something from within your heart, allowing the emotions as well to come on the same page as the mind and as the physical reality is very important for our overall inner peace. Right, so having that healthy respect for the self and for the things that we own, the people around us, is extremely important here. Okay. Oh, and the Cancer is emotional water nature. That's the Queen of Cups right there. Again, that nurturing mother figure is coming up. This mother figure could also have been an authority or has been a point of... okay, I'm sensing two things. Oh God. Okay, I was not expecting this to go so long. So one is someone who is very wise and has a lot of amazing pieces of information. Saturn also rules the ancestral realm, so that's a good confirmation. Another is that there is a nurturing mother figure. Doesn't have to be the mother, by the way, right? So nurturing mother figure who is an obligation or creates obligations, puts on a lot of responsibilities or takes on a lot of responsibility. But the weight that the mother feels weighs on your self-esteem and self-worth. So it's something that has passed down through the lineage. In some generations it shows, in some it does not. Okay, so it is to work through the personal feelings of pride, attachment, belongingness, deservingness. Yes, so basically coming to a healthy place of self-worth and esteem. Okay. Some more. We have some more. We have Page of Cups and King of Cups. My goodness, all these cups energy. U and P. Up. Nice. We'll look up. Okay. Oh yeah, look up. There's an angel there. Look up. There's your guidance, your team watching over you. Very loving, very really like there is an attempt at communication, but it is mostly connecting through the heart. I suppose that's why it's extremely important for you to practice gratitude, because that's a direct way that your ancestors as well connect to you. And we have the tiger as well, for some reason that is reminding me, that is it's showing me an ancestral emblem with a tiger there, or tiger is an important spirit animal or a guide, or yeah, just an emblem, a totem for some of you, as in the family. There is fierceness, there is strength and a lot of courage. I'm also getting the desire to blend, but knowing that you're different. That Seven of Swords vibe is coming with the tiger as well. Okay, but all in all, you're being protected and guided throughout this whole process, and your ancestors are absolutely there for you, watching over you. And the ancestors are not the only spirit squad we have, so you can check out who else is watching over you at this time. I've already made a video a long time ago. I can link that down in the description box in the comment below. But yes, for this reading, that's what I have for you, Pile 1. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope this helped. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you want a personal reading, you can always reach me via my Etsy shop. The link is in the description box in the comment below. And feel free to check out any of my other videos. There are plenty there on my channel. I will see you again next time. Take care. Bye. Hi Pal 2, welcome to your reading. In this video we will take a look at what your ancestor squad is wishing to tell you in order to move you forward in your spiritual evolution. They are a part of your spiritual guide team, and there are other spirits that work with you as well at different points in time. Different spirits can connect with you to help you work with certain issues. So let's see what the topic is this time. Okay. The presence of love will always cast out fear. And the key to prayer is to forget what I think I need. Okay. Pile 2 viewers. This one is talking about and not praying with an expectation, but praying to connect, to exist, to be mindful. Being in the present moment. The presence of love, yeah, that is telling me that while you are praying without an obligation and an expectation, what you will experience is a lot of pure love and joy. There's a lot of bliss that you can feel from deep within. That is something that will be more than enough to dispel any worries and anxieties that you have in life at this time. The prayer can take on many different shapes and forms. Some people can do it through meditation, and some people believe that it is about connecting with the soul. Some people, it is nature and animals and grounding. Some people need rituals, some people do not. So there are different methods and means to connect with prayer. There can be chanting, and there is other binaural beats, and it takes on many different shapes and forms, but the ultimate purpose of a prayer is to connect with the source much higher than ourselves, which is all encompassing and made of unconditional love, right? So whatever that means to you, when you do that, it's not that you are wanting to connect with the demands of your own and to get something out of it necessarily. Even though you will inevitably get a lot out of it, there will be a lot of blessings, but it can take on a completely different shape. It can take on a different method, and it might not show up in the way that you wanted it to show up into your life. But that does not mean that you're not achieving something or that you're not moving in the right direction. You are. And when you pray with an open mind, you actually receive very clear instructions or very clear communication, which tell you that or which show you that. When you have an open mind, you're more receptive. When you don't go with an expectation, you're more prone to see what comes, and you roll with what comes. And as you do that, little by little, your fears about the future disperse. Fears about the past as well disperse. Fears that simply have existed for some reason, they disperse. They are illuminated first, they are worked through, they are dealt with, they are out of our system, out of our patterns. Viewers. So first we have befriend the word polarize. Okay. Cozy up with risk. And we have integrate your knowing. Taking a leap of faith, not being afraid of opposition, using all the resources you have, including your skills, talents, and wisdom, in order to become more whole. The integration is about transcending your current limitations because you've learned everything that you needed to learn from your current circumstances, and that you simply naturally are going to evolve and move on to a different lifestyle or a different location or a different place or different type of people that you will want to connect with. But it first involves taking a physical, action, like taking a leap of faith, or allowing yourself in a mental way that, you're going to be open-minded and you're just going to explore certain options and see how that works out. And not being afraid of any oppositions, disagreements, or discord that come along the way, whether it is internal conflicts and oppositions or it comes from other people and circumstances, because they are there to teach you balance, to teach you moderation. The purpose of polarization and opposition is not to tear us apart, but it is to acknowledge the differences we have within us and also with others. You don't have to be best buddies with each and every one, or you don't have to be comfortable in every single situation. That's not the point. The point is that knowing that exists and not being extremely perturbed by any interactions. The befriending that word polarization is not that you're cool with whatever comes, or that you go both ways, but that you know what to exercise. You see the merits and the demerits of both sides, including the side you are on. And when you are able to do that, you're not on any side. You inevitably become more neutral in the way that you express yourself. Your views can remain the same, but your expression of it is different. So what I'm getting here is moving towards a higher level of finesse and transcendence, in how you conduct yourself, in how you manage your own life, That's why this open-mindedness is just accept, just let it come, don't be afraid of what's to come. And if you feel called in a specific direction, go for it. Don't be worried that you might not be able to do it, and self-doubt and fears and all of that. Yeah, it's natural for things to come up when we're trying something outside of our comfort zone, but it is important to stretch our comfort zone so that we know different areas of life, so we know different experiences that other people go through as well, and through that we can add new resources to our lives. We will go through new experiences, and those new experiences will give us a heightened state of awareness that is going to further help us release expectations and reach a more blissful and free state. True freedom is going to come from within. We can be free legally and materially as much as we want, and there are still people who have a lot of money and they still live in a poverty mindset, and that's where it stagnates. They stagnate after a while, right? So it's important to feel that freedom within, and that includes dealing with our own internal conflicts and oppositions. Okay, let's get some more cards. Five Tools, Ancestors. Okay, your reading is not as heavy laden as the first one. I'm thankful. This is the first pile required a lot of channeling. For you, it is more clear with the cards itself. That's very nice. Okay, we have Guardian of Swords or the Queen of Swords. Okay, then we have Two of Swords. Dilemma, conflict, confusion, mental anxieties. Okay. Weighing pros and cons. Yeah, there you go. We have Temperance. This is what I was getting here. The moderation, knowing both extremes but not reacting anywhere extremely. You just see the merits and the demerits in all. And I was feeling that vibe of objectivity, right? Emotional objectivity I'm getting right now. But that might be for some, but it's not going to be for all. The point here is that with the Queen of Swords, all of it. Okay. How should I put this? Okay, so we can see both sides, and let's say we have the equal number of pros and cons for both sides. Okay, let's say we're deciding a different path to take in life. Okay. And one is too much of something else, and another is too much of something else. And we are kind of right in the middle. We are absolutely torn. We don't know which way to go. We don't really know what to do. And we just kind of just stay there, hoping that there will be new information that comes. The Guardian of Swords is also a mental realm. It makes decisions by thinking critically, strategically, biding time, knowing resources, having knowledge. Knowledge is power. That is the Queen of Swords. And the more you know, the less you don't know. That's the mentality. But these two swords is saying that you are more in the mental realm. You're trying to think of things very logically at this time. And while that is a very good asset, and even here with the integrate, you're knowing it's around the head over here, the light ray. So your head is being very illuminated, and that is excellent, but it is important to merge it with what your passion says. Okay, what lights you up, what fires you up, what excites you. It might be a smart decision to go one way, but it might be a more fun decision to go another way. And when I mean fun, I don't mean in a superficial, trivial manner, but like that's where you really feel like putting in your creative work. You want to show yourself, you want to let yourself be and explore. There is more adventurous spirit here. That might be the other side. And while adventure is not safe or it's not smart, it opens new doors. It creates new ways of generating more, right? So finding a middle ground is what is important here. Both have equal merits and demerits, and what we need to do is either merge or moderate. Yes, and I feel with the Queen of Swords, I'm getting a compliment for your decision-making process. I'm getting that they like your thought process. Yes, they like your thought process, yeah. But yes, in this case, for the guidance portion, they need you to balance it with what your gut is saying, what your instincts are driving you towards, because the sword suit is very controlling of the instincts. Like, no, mind over body, mind over body, mind over body. The mind rules everything. And while, yes, it is an extremely powerful house, it does not have the primal instincts that the spirits can use to propel us forward, right? Action is very important. That's why we have the quote of spirit moves through us, right? Parents, ancestors. Very practical and logical here. Now I'm going to take this. So we have stratosphere and quantum entanglement. Okay. I'm going to have to read these from the book. I don't remember. Stratosphere, quantum entanglement. Yes, so perfect balance, certainty, and protection. Yes, you've been protected throughout, and be thankful for what you have. And also, by the way, the Guardian of Swords and the Two of Swords together. You also know intuition is a solution for the Two of Swords, but it's associated with the head as well. So when we are exercising our logical mind a lot, we are not able to listen to the subtler thoughts, and it can be very difficult to de-entangle the two very closely associated gifts that we have, right? So the mind and the intuition are in the same center, in the head space, right? So it can be very hard to discern what is what, and that can also be leading you to some confusion. So over here, your advice is to go with the instinct, to go with the passion, where you can be a fuel, being a channel, where you will move and do things, being more proactive, whatever that option is, it's about moving there. And by the way, this is not resonating in an external circumstance sense, and this can be about your own personal conflicts. Then the fire over here is like what lights you up. Doing that is going to help you be less conflicted within. Yes, okay. Yes, illusory separation. Oh, and telepathic consciousness. Yeah, there is no difference. There is no separation between the intuition and the mind at the moment. Ideally, the integration of your knowing is when the logic is perfectly in alignment with the heart, with the instinct, with the intuition, right? That's ideal. But when you're not there yet in that particular energy center, then we have to take the help of our other energy centers or chakras to help elevate the others which are more struggling. So in this case, yes, again, I will go back to the physical feeling. I'm getting numbness, tingling, goosebumps, buzzing. These can be some signs that come to you when you need to take an important step. Cold sweats, random cold sweats. Your messages are like really quick, so I will take some other decks as well, get you some more messages from ancestors for pile 2. The power of divine grace is within you. That is talking about the healing. We can heal ourselves, and that healing lies from within us. Also, that when we are praying with an expectation, then we are praying with an expectation towards us as well. It makes it seem as though we're tied to us as an obligation and not out of love. And when we are not feeling it from within, then we can't invite that from the outside either. So it is important to deal with our own inner conflicts and anguish here. And one way to do that is by, you can also connect with the element of fire. So looking at a candle or meditating on a candle, that can be a method, or bonfires, barbecues, and things like that, and like focusing on it or talking to the fire in some way, even if that sounds a bit weird. Or fire rituals, right? We were talking about prayer. Yeah, okay. Then we have Oriel. A new creative venture is on the horizon. See it as a positive change. So this can be talking about the cozying up with the risk. There can be something of a passion project that just fuels you, like I was saying. Whatever that option is, go for that. Even if it's a bit of a risk, it's something that if it is going to motivate you beyond no end and make you feel very creative and expressive and kind of light you up from within very deep down, then, you know, they would encourage you to move forward with that. Then we have canaries. Step forward now and sing your song. There is power in finding your voice. Yeah, that's self-expression again. Yeah, and also it might be that, you know, it might help to talk to someone and get a different perspective on things. Because this is Two of Swords is sort of just going back and forth in the mind and not being able to express yourself. And the Guardian of Swords would express the final decision, the final choice, where it is like not up to debate anymore, right? Discussions perhaps, but she knows her position on the matter. So you might have the tendency of not saying anything unless you know everything about what you are wanting to talk about, especially about things very personal to you. But this here can be suggesting, take it as it resonates. If it doesn't feel right, there is no force with any of this, by the way. Okay, so do what feels right anyway. You have to trust the instincts that you get. But canary here can be suggesting that you talk about these conflicts, maybe say it out loud what you are thinking out loud. Yes, that can really help. And if you have a close confidant who is as rational or logical, or you know has a different perspective on things, that but at the same time you feel a kinship, then you can, you know, talk to this person and they can even help you sort things out as well. Alright, fine, we'll do your astro dice now. Ancestral messages. We have Venus, Taurus, and the second house. Taurus sits in the second house. Venus is about abundance, beauty, affection, love, how we express our love and gratitude as well. This to me is just talking about being financially blessed. So if you're concerned about finances, as you follow arts and creative means with the Venus there, this is related to artistic and aesthetic pursuits. Can be singing as well, by the way, some of you, if that's something you're interested in. But this is kind of, you don't have to worry about finances. There will be opportunities that come around. So if that's your concern, then you will be blessed in that way, yeah. Cultivating a healthy a boost in self-esteem. Okay, cultivate a boost in self-esteem. That's as well a message. Okay, oh, we have Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands, the World. So ending of something and the new beginnings in passion and love and expression. Go for that. The World can be about traveling someplace or finishing an old chapter or a cycle and graduating to something completely new, exploring a whole new world. Okay. The maple leaf, we have a bird in a cage, and we have hummingbird right there. And we have music, so singing, musical instrument, something, you know, related with expressing, using your voice, communications, and communicating yourself to set yourself free, right? Freedom is really big here. So the cages that you have around, even the world with that circle there, it's a circle of protection, but you know, when you transcend, you become subtler, and the protection you need around you becomes more and more energetic as you transcend, right? So it's as though the cages are being lifted off and you are flying, okay? Yeah, it's expressing more of you. And the maple leaf here can be indicating that autumn or fall might be an important time for you. Something related to Canada, you might be there, or there might be opportunities over there. Mountains, higher altitudes can be something very inspiring for you. Maybe, you know, if you're not able to visit such a place, then you can use such desktop screens, savers, wallpaper, something like that. as well. That's a random bit of information, but if that's something you resonate more with, and because mountains do have that feeling of showing you such a big vision, right? They give you a high view of things, and it helps you make decisions for your bigger picture. So if that's something that will help, go ahead and do that. The leaf here also talks about connecting with nature. So if not mountains, there is fire, of course. There is also water element over here. So connecting basically with any element of nature, also with Taurus there, can help you ground yourself and process your thoughts and recognize which path to follow much more efficiently. This is not just for now, but in general, whenever you feel stuck, if you're more heady, if you are more rational and logical, then that's something that can help you when you feel stuck. One last thing with the Guardian of Swords and also Temperance. One of your guides is an angelic being, and the other one is, in terms of an ancestry, is someone who's rational and logical and very, very decisive. Could be rude, could have been rude at some times whenever needed. Like, this is the delivery of harsh truth. So some family member who has been or demonstrated such traits, they can be part of your ancestral squad here. There can also, these ancestors can be alive but also passed on. While they are alive, their spiritual essence still guides us. Okay, so that was just the last note over there. That's what I have for you, Pile 2. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope that these messages resonated with you. If you want to know more about your spirit squad, who is helping you out and how, and you can find more from the video in the link in the description box in the comment below. I hope to see you again next time. Take care. Bye. Hi Pile 3, welcome to your reading. In this video we will take a look at what your ancestral squad has to give you as guidance for your soul evolution moving forward. I might channel a bit here and there because I did with Pile 1 and little bits of Pile 2 as well, actually. Okay, so I've already shuffled these. We will get into your charms and astro dice at the end as well. When I accept the love of the universe as my primary teacher, I will always be guided back to the light. I am unapologetic about what I desire, and I trust that what I focus on will grow. My capacity to tune in to the energy of love gives me the words I need when I'm ready to speak up, the compassion I need when it's time to forgive, and the power I need when I am lost. I'm gonna shuffle for some more cards here, and then I will get into the interpretation. Pile 3 viewers, their ancestors, and what is their guidance for Pile 3's evolution forward. Okay, we have unstick the stuck, feed your artist, and the distraction of shiny things. This looks like getting in touch with your heart is going to help you get out of difficult or stressful situations. The distraction of shiny things is talking about some devil energy, and that means there is a toxic attachment to something or someone, or a pattern, addictions, or kind of being on the surface of things. The shiny things is, ooh, that's exciting, let's go over there. Then when it's not shiny anymore, dropping it and going for the next shiny thing, right? There can be this, I'm not saying you are doing that, okay? But there is either someone who does, or there is that tendency with certain dreams or visions that you have. This can be about you wanting to take more creative freedom and control in your life and how you wish things to go, and when things don't go your way for real, then you might find yourself trying to replace that in some way. that usually happens when we are very sensitive and we get, hurt by things that life throws at us, okay? And sometimes it's like quite harsh, so there's no blame here, right? But whenever we are sensitive, we feel worse and we tend to stay there for a while before we think of ways to get up and move again, or get up and say something, or the courage that we need to get out of the tough situations. Because unstick the stuck is kind of, it feels like an instruction here, okay? So you have to do this. That's how this feels like to me. Unstick the stuck. Whatever feels inseparable for me. Like if you think that, oh no, I cannot live without this addiction, then you need to unstick that attachment. Okay. Also, same goes for patterns and mentalities, of course. Let's say you want to become something else. Let's say you want to write 1 page every day, like writing a diary or something, but you're having trouble establishing that habit because you have an attachment to some other form of entertainment. See, that is being stuck with something. There is a toxic attachment to it, and unstick is, well, to release that, to know that you're not the same as that object or situation or the pattern, but that it has been a part of you. But if you remove that from your life, you do not become any less whole. You actually become more of yourself by recognizing that that behavior is an acquired thing, and that it is up to you whether you want to keep that certain pattern alive in your life or not. Okay, so this is taking more control through acceptance of yourself, and also recognition in your potential, knowing that what you will focus on will grow. And I like that these two have the same color theme here, because if you're going to focus on distractions, your life will look distracted to you as well. And in order to get a control of the chaos, you might, if you have the tendency to spin out and do something more that creates more chaos, or self-sabotaging habits as well, then that's what is continuing to be created for you as well, right? Instead, what do you want to have in your life tomorrow, a year from now? What do you desire to have, or to look like, to be like, to have as a lifestyle, as people? What is your experience that you wish to be having a year from now? What does not fit to that vision? How can you make it more real for you, that you want to make that happen? That it's not some distant goal that you are always striving towards, but that's something you are making happen by taking active steps internally and externally to realize that. Okay. We have energy, which is stamina, courage, boost, steam. The yellow as well, solar plexus. You have a lot of power. You have a lot of courage and energy. You cannot sell yourself short. And this also feels as though you have a blast of energy standing right behind you, like not literally, but in a spiritual sense. There is an entire squad of energy there to support you in your venture, okay, out of destructive life patterns into more productive, more fulfilling and blissful life patterns and choices and thoughts and actions and words and everything, okay? Yeah, there's a lot of support. And we have matter, energy and matter. That's interesting. on one side it is being focused a lot on the material aspect of things and not paying attention to the energy or the intention, the motivation behind them. That is usually a common tendency, so we can often make that mistake because we are soul but we're also a body, right? So it gets a little bit mishmashed once in a while. So, and that's when we kind of lose track of what the big goal is, and we get distracted by little concerns in our everyday lives and getting worked up about them, even though we can easily use that same amount of energy in making something else manifest for us that is in our alignment, right? So this is realigning a little bit. That's what the message is for you. And whatever is standing in the way of this alignment, getting rid of those things. Okay, working through those things. Yes, that would be the correct way. Okay. We have Child of Pentacles, learning something new, taking a course, interning somewhere, getting some basic experience and just exploring the world. If this is a new world and you're kind of new to this arena, it's a whole different thing, then take your time and explore the subjects and see what you like, see what you enjoy. Experience things by, physical senses, be aware of your surroundings and just take it all in. That's what I'm getting here. Okay, we have Six of Pentacles, another Pentacles vibe. Okay, slow and steady. Oh wow, 3 Pentacles. There you go, 9 of Pentacles here. The 6, okay, all the 3 together I feel is saying learn whatever skills and resources you need to and acquire those things, master those things one by one, such that you can invest that in making yourself independent and fulfilled down the line. The more you explore different avenues, even if you already are doing what you enjoy, Child of Pentacles is learning something new and exploring a whole other world, and discovering it one by one, being very curious and excited at the avenue of having so much more to learn, and therefore taking that very childlike, innocent view on things. So pick something like that, or try to find something like that, and expand your horizons in that regard. And the more energy you put in this, the faster you're learning more, your understanding of your self-esteem, grounding, stability, and you're also increasing your career and financial growth chances, because right after that, 9 of Pentacles is about owning your independence, being exactly where you want to be, and having the lifestyle that you wanted to have. You have enough to take care of your physical needs. You're well kept and you're well dressed and everything is proper, and you're just in the right house, in the right space as well. Okay, so learn things, invest those to make this ideal life happen for you. And the Pentacles is take it one step at a time. There is no point in rushing, and there is no need to rush, because this needs to follow a natural flow, and there is a natural flow and rhythm. That's why I believe the need for alignment was so much over here. And it's about what is calling your attention, because a child is not very discerning, right? It goes to whatever is exciting, whatever is new, and that's basically everything, right? But then that can be a little bit confusing, but it's nice that the Pentacles is here. It means that it's not a rushing to discover everything. So go towards what calls your attention right now first and see where that takes you. You don't have to be in the final place right now, because it's one by one. The first makes it to the second, and the second to the third, and so on, and finally you reach this 9 of the Pentacles state. This indulgence. Yes, that's the correct word. Indulgence. Yes. Let go of others' thoughts and opinions. It is time to embrace who you really are. Yeah, 9 of Pentacles is having enough self-worth to be like, well, this is how I am, and that if, and I'm being true to myself, so it is up to you to accept, because this is simply how I am. And again, it's not because you're trying to be very difficult and uncompromising or anything. It can come across that way to certain people, but ultimately you're taking a stand and claiming what has always been yours, even to yourself. So there is that decisiveness and the finality to your tone, right? So let go of others' thoughts and opinions. Follow the purpose, follow that, like follow whatever calls your energy, and you want to, spend time with it, you want to learn it, you want to see it more and more and go with it in the future. And that is what paves this path for your independence, financially, materially, even emotionally. So it's about not limiting yourself, not just staying at let's say you have reached a King of Pentacles state, a really matured state of, a business, let's say, or a career place. That doesn't mean you have to stay there forever, right? Because once king, it craves that joy of learning again. It has mastered something, and onwards and upwards. Let's move on to newer pastures. What do I not know, right? And when they move away, there will be some people who support, some people who do not, but ultimately the king knows that he's doing what he's doing to expand his own evolution. That is not about other people, right? This journey, this lifestyle, these wishes, whatever it is, that's your desire, that's your goal, your aspiration. And if other people say no, it doesn't die down because of that. So it doesn't matter, just embrace who you really are, go for things that truly fulfill you instead of give you a temporary satisfaction. Even if it's a little bit more effort, the Pentacles is like putting in the effort and the time, but you do it because it's just as satisfying and indulgent, okay? And that's where it will go if this is something absolutely new that you wish to pursue. Okay, then we have Peacock. Inherent wisdom is emerging at this time. Watch it and ready yourself for a rebirth. Really connecting with yourself. I think inherent wisdom. This is, like I said, it's something that you already have. You already are. It's a matter of realizing it to the physical. And the next steps. This is basically moving forward into your spiritual evolution, right? So you will already have the wisdom of the previous phase of your life, and in the future you're basically creating it in the material world, okay? So if you have done the inner work, this is about putting it in practice and making it a reality. Yes, then we have the magical and unique qualities of your untapped potential are unfolding now. Yeah, the untapped potential, the Child of Pentacles. Doesn't have the finesse and the skill yet, but it's gonna do everything it needs to do to get there. Okay, let's do our Astro Dice. Play 3. Okay, we have Mars, Gemini, and 5th house again. 5th house is creativity, having that lot of passion, courage, and drive of Mars. And Gemini can be expressing, communicating, relating with different things in your environment, being more aware of your surroundings, things like that. Okay. The 5th house is also creative self-expression. The soul wishes to express through us, and how it does is can be depicted in the 5th house. Okay, got more letters for you. We have F, we have C, we have B, Page of Cups, the Owl, going for intuition, King of Cups. I did say the Heart. Then we have 5 of Pentacles as well. So if everyone does not agree with your decisions or your wishes and try to shut it down, and you feel like you don't belong or that your dreams and aspirations are not worth something, then this is, the Page of Cups feels like an offering of support and love and affection. in a transcendental sense, in an emotional support sense, because ancestors can help us through, energetics, and they can protect our heart and give us some comfort when we are not feeling very good. So this is an offering that, first of all, of something artistic, creative, spiritual, or emotionally fulfilling, whatever that is for you. And the second is that your ancestors will be replenishing you as you go through the transitions. They will also bring in right opportunities, and it is up to you to, just as the Page of Pentacles is here, we have the Page of Cups, so it is up to you to learn as you go as to how to navigate your talents or your skills and your flow, your work. How do you channel that? Okay, that's something that you will learn through the process. Yeah, and the King of Cups is the final maturation of the Page of Cups. That is high emotional attunement, sensitivity, alignment, being spiritually in flow and connected always, having great sympathy, empathy, and compassion for everything and everyone there is, but at the same time delivering in a way that is palatable for each and every person. So even though he's capable of so much emotional depth, he shows however much is necessary, without needing to suppress or repress anything. He's fully aware at all times, right? So this journey has the capacity to reach that stage. The owl is the spirit animal for intuition and, being able to see in the shadows and being aware of what's there in the darkness, right? So awareness, wisdom, and intuition. That's what these symbolize here. So moving forward, use your intuition. Like I was saying before, go towards what feels like it's calling you, feels like you want to explore next, and go with it. There's no need to know very far in the future. Just go with what comes, take it step by step. There is no need to rush. And yeah, it's just a matter of having more faith with the long-term effort that you are going to put in, or the energy that you're going to put into making things happen. Yeah, we had matter here and 3 Pentacles, that was also there. Very tangible and realistic. So moving forward, dreams need to be realized in the 3D here. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Pile 3. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope these messages helped you out. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you want a personal reading, you can always reach me via my Etsy shop. The link is in the description box in the comment below. I hope to see you again in my other videos. Until then, take care. Bye. Hi Pile 4, welcome to your reading. In this video we will talk about what your ancestral squad has to deliver as messages and guidance, motivation as well, in your moving forward with your spiritual evolution. Okay, so the first card we have is Oneness is my true nature. Well, this is highly spiritual already. It's talking about coming into wholeness, completing a cycle, letting go of a certain repeating or recurring pattern in your life, whether it is you taking certain actions that make it happen or something that is happening around you involuntarily that you don't need to have in your environment anymore. Then we have my fearless freedom lights up the world. Yeah, freeing yourself. With, since Saturn has moved into Aquarius, there have been a lot of topics around freedom, whether it is in the world or on an individual level. And this is about everybody breaking down their own barriers and boundaries, because we leash ourselves, we constrict ourselves, and then it's easy to blame Saturn or some other element, but we do that to ourselves as well. And the many things that we try to free up in our lives, we feel freer even if the external circumstances still remain the same, because we have changed. Okay, and it is very important that we come into a wholeness within because of that reason. Okay, it's not to sound very hoity-toity spiritual or something. No, we need to free ourselves up first. It's easy. The reason why we see it externally manifest is because it's easy for us to observe that, and the intent of it is to make us think about it and be like, okay, why do I always come across these type of circumstances? Why does this type of situation always happen to me? Or happen around me, or happen to the people that I care about? There's some link with a certain pattern, yours or otherwise, that does not need to exist and is simply existing to teach you something or to bring to your attention something within you. Okay. Then we have, when I'm connected to my joyful presence, I attract support from the universe. Yeah, the wholeness and returning to home. That's what I hear. Return home to yourself, to your soul. Connect with what makes you happy, what makes you fulfilled, okay? It's one thing to have temporary joys and bliss. That is fun as well. But it's another to find something you genuinely find enjoyable, that lifts you up, that actually, even if you are putting the work into something, you're actually getting more out of it, right? Through in feeling and rewards and whatever. So doing something you enjoy and not stopping yourself from enjoying it thoroughly is the guidance for you. And the more you appreciate and accept yourself and come into oneness with yourself, accepting your shadows and difficulties and other constrictions, the more you are loving yourself, and the more you do that, you want to express. Okay, love has the natural tendency to express and create. That's why, children happen. That's why we want to be very artistic. And there are so many ways that it takes shape, but ultimately it is about freedom and expression. Okay, let's see some more cards. Pile 4's ancestors. What messages do they have to guide pile 4 in the next steps in their evolution? We got many. Okay, this is the most I've gotten. Cool. So we cut the cords of doubt. That's number 1. Okay. And we have choose who you are becoming. It's kind of like it's in your hands. It's your choice. There are paths available if you're wishing to see and and it is up to you what you want to align with. Okay, then we have gratitude again. All right. Being thankful for things, nourish the sacred feminine, that expression, creative, nurturing, listening to what you enjoy and what you find fulfilling, taking care of your emotional and spiritual needs. And we have celebrate your wins. Yeah, this is, again, accepting yourself and appreciating your own gifts, not in a narcissistic way, but it is important when we generally deflate ourselves and constrict ourselves that we acknowledge our gifts as well. So give thanks, acknowledge and accept, even for the external things that are really good in your life, and how when you've made certain changes, the effects of it have followed, right? That's just the simple karmic nature of it. So the more positive effort or intention you put out, the more of that comes around in your environment, right? That's simply how it is. And same goes for the other way around. So when you're thankful for things, you're showing an acceptance, and you're showing that you love the thing that you have, that you honestly, in a very humble way, you appreciate it, right? When you do that, you're connected to more appreciation. Whenever we express that to someone, that they're appreciated in our lives, the ego falls away, first of all, when we say that out loud, and second, whoever the listener is, they kind of drop the guards for just one moment, and they're like, oh well, thank you. It's a very sincere moment. This gratitude is giving me a lot of sincerity. Okay, things that you are honestly thankful for, not from the ego perspective where, well, it would be nice to have more money, it would be nice to have a bigger house, it would, yeah, sure, okay, those things would be nicer, of course, but in order to be happy, in order to connect with the joy, you need to appreciate just as much what you have now. So that would be taking another look at everything that you have, seeing what brings you joy, what brings you that sincere thankfulness, and whatever does not, you can then find another place for it. You can refurbish it, or if it needs to be gone from your life, it needs to go. So choosing who you are becoming is first going to come when you are able to acknowledge everything that you have in your life. Many times when we have old habits, old patterns, we don't observe them anymore. It just becomes a sort of muscle memory for the brain as well. And we don't take another look, and we just keep acting out on it, and someday it becomes subconscious, and we're like, well, I don't know how life has turned out this way, right? So the reasoning behind doubts, behind constrictions, behind not expressing yourself more, or not being able to come into complete wholeness and harmony, is because there are some things that need to be acknowledged, and there is more alignment to be reached here. So Nourish the Sacred Feminine is about you connecting to that intuition, that what brings you fulfillment, what makes you want to create, what makes you slow down a bit and be. Okay, we have Parsec, we have Infinity, and we have antimatter. Antimatter is exactly opposite of the matter, right? Something in another realm that can't be manifested here. So it's sort of like there's infinite potential, and it can seem farther than it actually is. Whatever this goal is in terms of a spiritual sense, your next goal seems to you farther, but it's actually not. It's about just changing the perspective a bit, shifting your space a bit, and allowing the space for something entirely different to happen. Okay, so I'm getting more of the decluttering and rearranging type of vibe with the Choose Who You're Becoming, antimatter. Like that can help you get into that mindset. And Infinity is like you see all of that potential. Oneness, when you reach that state of oneness, then everything is possible. That's why we have all of these rings of different colors going around. And I love that there are so many circles here, all of which is like, there is no beginning, there is no end. It simply is, and inside it, that circle, it is the boundary for the void, and within it is nothing, right? There is no light, there is nothing. It simply is, and because it simply is, it's the birthplace for the entirety of the cosmos. From nothing comes everything. That's what I'm getting here. Okay. So even if decluttering might feel like you're getting rid of a lot of things, or that if you really think about it, then most of the things in your life are not going to be there if you would choose who you would want to become. And that can be daunting, it can be scary. But then you have to analyze the fear. What exactly is the fear? That you cannot manage, or that others cannot come in, or is it a lack in faith from the way that things can come into your life? Because those are the feelings we're trying to heal, right? And here again, my fearless freedom lights up the world, and you are the light. You are shooting out of your own limitations. You're not giving yourself enough credit. That's what I'm getting with the Infinity as well. Also with Celebrate the Wins. Okay, pile 4. This can also go down to the mother figure. If the mother was not very validating while growing up, then we have the need, we have the belief that we have to constantly earn for approval, constantly earn for support, and that can lead to a lack of faith in everything else, really, because mother is the symbol for the supportive nature of the universe, right? When we are kids, that's it. The parents are our universes. So that can be for some of you. Scratch beyond the surface with the Child of Swords. That is what I'm hearing. Ask your questions. Keep asking. Keep digging. To yourself, to others. There is the curious and investigative quality with the Child of Swords. So don't stop at the surface. Okay. And keep your mind open to answers, because the Child of Swords can ask in a rhetorical sense and be like, well, if that's the case, then why didn't you? Or why hasn't this happened? Or, in a really rhetorical sense, but then you're not really keeping your mind open for actual answers, right? So it's important to keep your mind open while you ask your questions as well, whether it is to the universe, to certain people, to yourself. We have Ace of Wands, which is sparking an ignition of passion, and this really is, to me, this one. My fearless freedom lights up the world, so I'm going to keep it there. We have Strength. Five of Cups. Eight of Cups, yeah. Choose who you are becoming. I'm going to put this here. And we have Justice. Karmic balance, rewards. Yeah, so Saturn rules karma. Well, not rules, but if there was an equivalence with the planets, it would be that Saturn delivers karmic balancing among the planets. So this seems to be talking about find the karmic imbalances in your life and move on from those. Because also, you might be a very great person, but if you keep catering to other people in situations with an imbalanced perspective, and you kind of incorporate that within you, or like when you become too involved, there can be an emotional attachment to this. That's why we have karmic relationships, which are talking about relationships that teach, and most often they come in an unhealthy or a toxic manner, but there are good karmic relationships to everything. Essentially is karmic in nature, but so it can be a karmic relationship with another person, or there is an emotional negative karmic relationship or attachment to something in your life and this can be from the past as well, something that is continuing to be there in your emotional body. Then Nourish the Sacred Feminine is talking about addressing that emotional body, listening to your heart. And we talked a lot about acceptance and love, and all of that is related to the heart space as well. So if it is hurt, or if it is still sorrowful, in angst about something, then we need to heal it. We need to give it some more attention and listen to it, because if you imagine your heart as a separate being, then you would have empathy, you would have compassion, and you would talk to it and listen to it and try to offer solutions, right? Adopt a similar method for yourself, right? So if there are some sorrows, that's a nice way to start looking into the issues. And the Strength here is talking about you are very, very strong enough, and you don't need to undersell yourself on that, to cut through difficult circumstances, and that you will find happiness, you will find brightness, and guess what? You can make it happen right now. And the fact that you can make it happen right now is going to send out the ripple effects into your own future. The change in perspective, the change in attitude, or change in functioning is going to have lasting implications. A change in attitude brings about a change in actions. Right? As long as we are consistent. And with the Strength card, there is consistency, there is perseverance, there is not giving up no matter what. And because of that, it blooms. And that blossoming is your blossoming, the lighting up of the world, connecting with the joyful presence. And it's not to attract support from the universe, it's just you're in your joyful presence and the support comes. And you feel whole, and you feel connected to your emotional self, and you feel very accomplished as well. Ace of Wands is allowing that passion, that drive, that joy and inspiration to take you places, to dig into those things, to discover different methods of doing something creative, expressive, something that shows your talents and make something happen that is fulfilling for you. 3 cups have fallen down, and yes, there may have been difficulties in the past, roadblocks and low levels of motivation. But again, if we go back to the heart, we can find the motivation over there. And we have a lot of yellow here as well. So I feel like when the heart is sad, our gut as well feels sad, in a sense. When the heart chakra is blocked, the levels of it can be there can be the desire to make something happen, but there is not the will in it, there is not the feeling to it, there's not enough motivation, even if there is enough inspiration, right? So healing the heart can really help with that. And you have hordes and hordes of energy and talent, and you can channel that. Even if you've not gotten started with those things, the Child of Swords and Ace as well is like showing so much potential for where you can go, what you can do, what you can accomplish, and manifest for yourself. Okay, I will get this as well for you. 5 of Swords. Find comfort and balance in simple ways. You have support all around you. Okay, pay attention. A powerful message is being communicated to you now. This can talk about synchronicities that you see around you, or that there will be some important communication coming up that will give you more hints, or give you that motivation or the push to continue on this journey. And we have Hummingbird. Release what you have been carrying and lighten up. New joy is on the way. Yes. Okay, let's get you your astro dice. 5 of Swords, ancestral messages, guidance, moving forward. Oh wow, we have Saturn again, my goodness. Okay, Saturn, 6th house, and Aries. Yeah, I feel internal conflicts, workplace tensions, or restrictions that could have been bothersome, or certain habits and patterns that are existent and is causing the motivation, restrictions that need to be worked through in order to unleash your full power. Here, the Aries is like full force energy. It's like a whole vault of fire, right? So it's up to you to channel it. Saturn is real big on channeling stuff instead of just letting all go loose. So that's why it teaches restriction and constriction, minimal efforts and minimization of things in order to really understand each particular detail. So being thorough with your work, putting in the work, using that energy in ways that you want to, in what you want to create for the future, is going to help you move forward in your spiritual journey. Okay. Oh wow, we have the Tower. With a seahorse, nurturing father figure. We have airplane traveling someplace. Edge. 5 of Wands. Yeah, that's what I was getting with the Aries and the 6th house. 5 of Wands. Breaking down of the internal conflicts and struggles. You don't need to struggle that much. Okay, the Tower. Sock and a rose. This rose also has thorns, right? So that's giving me the strength vibe. Okay, traveling someplace, being on alert. Go to a comfort place or talk to someone that comforts you. The seahorse gives me a lot of King of Cups vibe. Also the Queen, it's mainly associated with the Cups card. So I will say again, the heart space needs to be worked on. Any issues regarding the nurturing parent while growing up. Is my phone tilting again? Oh god, I'm sorry about that. Does that? Okay. So you have the Tower, 5 of Wands. Yeah, we talked about that. Okay. The cat here is quick. And that is talking about the fire element and the Child of Swords, there can be a quick to make decisions because you're on high alert, but try not to rush things. But yes, be observant and see what is happening in your surroundings. With the Tower as well, unexpected things can come up, unexpected plans coming around, or new realizations that just drop on you, and now you have a whole new worldview. Okay, what else? Comfortable, being cozy, meditative, taking care of yourself, basically. A lot of nurturing qualities here, and keep on going. With the airplane, I feel like there will be a path that shows up, or you think of one because you're really observant, or this new realization opens up a new path. Traveling home can be for some of you. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Pi 4. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope this reading guides you and helps you out. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you want a personal reading, you can always reach me via my Etsy shop. I hope to see you over there. I hope to see you in some of my other readings.